Soldiers! From the heights of these pyramids, 40 centuries look down upon you.
December 2nd, 1805. A frozen battlefield in Moravia. 3 emperors meet today. Napoleon Bonaparte II, Francis, Alexander I at sunset. Someone will become a legend. This is Austerlitz. 85,000 allies against 73,000 French. An extraordinary war. Spring 1805. Europe is afraid of Napoleon. In 5 years, he conquered Italy, crushed Austria, and declared himself emperor. Britain, Austria, Russia, and Sweden form the Third Coalition. They will crush France with 300,000 soldiers. In Paris, advisors are in a panic. Your Majesty, we are in a minority of 3 to 1. But Napoleon smiles, let them come. I will teach them what it means to challenge France. Napoleon does not wait. An army of 200,000 men is marching east. 40 miles a day, incredible speed. General Mack, waiting in Ulm, is astonished. The French surrounded it in 6 days. October 20th, 1805. Mack surrenders with 70,000 men without firing a single shot. Europe is in shock. But Napoleon does not stop. Vienna falls in November. For the first time in centuries, a foreign army invades the Habsburg capital. The unthinkable happened. The emperors regroup in Moravia with 85,000 men. This time they will fight. They will not surrender. Now Napoleon has a problem. 85,000 versus 73,000 people. Supply lines are stretched. Winter is coming. For the first time, he is in the numerical minority. Napoleon makes a genius move. He will look weak. He leaves the Pratzen Heights at Austerlitz, the key to the battlefield. His marshals were shocked. Then he sends envoys to Tsar Alexander. We want peace. Let's negotiate. The 28-year-old young Tsar is happy. His advisors, the French, are defeated. Napoleon is finished. Alexander laughs, finally. Napoleon is smiling in his tent. Everything is going according to plan. December 1st, the Allied War Council meets. Austrian and Russian generals gather around the maps. The plan is simple. Take the abandoned Pratzen Heights at dawn. Then turn left, crushing Napoleon's weak right flank. Take him away from Vienna, destroy it. An old Russian general mutters, "It looks so easy." Napoleon doesn't make such mistakes. But Alexander was convinced. Gentlemen, tomorrow we will witness the end of Bonaparte's tyranny. That night, the Allied camp celebrates. Officers toast and celebrate their victory. We're home until Christmas. Midnight, Napoleon visits his soldiers. The news spreads. The emperor is here. Someone is lighting a torch. Then another, and one more. In a short time, the entire French camp turns into a sea of light. Thousands of torches shine like stars. Old veterans kneel, tears streaming down their faces. Young soldiers stand taller. These men will die for Napoleon. They know this. "My children," exclaims Napoleon, "tomorrow we will face the combined armies of Austria and Russia. Will we allow this? No." The roar echoes through the valley. "Tomorrow we will fight for the future. Tomorrow we will prove that merit is more important than birth." The army is screaming, waving their weapons. This is not an army, it's a brotherhood. This is revolution. December 2nd, 4 o'clock in the morning, Napoleon wakes up. He wears his simple navy blue coat and his iconic black bicorn hat. Today will be legendary. At dawn, something unexpected happens. A thick fog spreads over the battlefield. Visibility drops to less than 50 yards. Napoleon can hardly hide his satisfaction. Nature itself seems to be his ally. 6 o'clock in the morning, the Allied army begins its movement. 85,000 men march through the fog towards the Pratzen Heights and Napoleon's supposedly weak right flank. They move slowly and carefully. Its huge columns pass through the mist. Napoleon watches from Santon Hill. He can hear them but can barely see them. By 8 o'clock, most of the Allied army had moved south. The Pratzen Heights, the key to the battlefield, are held by only a few thousand soldiers. The trap is ready. 8:30 in the morning. The sun breaks through the fog. Light fills the battlefield. Napoleon stands up. Soult, how long does it take to reach the top of Pratzen? 20 minutes. Your Majesty, then go. And God be with you. Soult raises his sword. Corps, forward. 18,000 French soldiers charge towards the Pratzen heights. The fog has lifted enough to see the road. They move in perfect formation, climbing quickly, bayonets ready. Allied soldiers on the heights turn in shock. The French are attacking. Chaos breaks out. The French are hitting them like a hammer. Rifle salvos, bayonets clash. People scream, fall, die. In 30 minutes, the French reach the top. The tricolor flag is erected at the highest point. The heights are ours, Your Majesty. Napoleon succeeded. He captured the center of the battlefield. The Allied army is now split in two. Some of them are attacking the French right. Some are still approaching from the north. They cannot coordinate. They cannot support each other. Tsar Alexander finally understands what happened. Napoleon deceived him. The French were not weak at all. It's all a trap. Alexander is young but not a coward. Bring the Imperial Guard forward. We'll take back those elevations. The Russian Emperor's Guard, the best soldiers of the Tsar's army. The elite of the elite line up to counterattack. These guys have never been defeated. They are marching towards Pratzen in perfect formation. Napoleon sees them. Bernadotte, support Soult, send my guard cavalry. The French Imperial Guard Cavalry Armored Cuirassiers Roersful. The best soldiers of two empires clash. Russian guards face the French guards in the most intense clash of the day. For 20 minutes, the battle hangs in the balance. These are the best of two empires, killing each other on a frozen hill. Then comes Marshal Bernadotte's corps, adding 14,000 fresh French soldiers. Russians are now a numerical minority. Slowly, inevitably, they begin to retreat. Officers try to round them up, but the tide has turned. The Russian Imperial Guard is breaking. They retreat chaotically down the slopes. For the first time in their proud history, they were defeated. The Allied center was destroyed. Pratzen heights of France. Now comes the terrible finale. The Allied left wing, thousands of Russians and Austrians, marching south to flank Napoleon's right, suddenly seize the trap. Behind them the French hold Pratzen. In front of them are the frozen ponds of Sachin. There's nowhere to go. Panic begins. Thousands of soldiers are trying to retreat. They collapse onto frozen lakes, desperate to escape. Napoleon gives the cold order: aim for the ice. The French cannons at Pratzen are firing. Artillery shells hit frozen ponds. Cracks appear, then the ice shatters. Thousands of Russian soldiers fall into freezing water. The horses are struggling and screaming. Artillery pieces are sinking. The men try to climb through the ice, but the cold is so intense they freeze within minutes. Screams. The soldiers who were there never forgot. It's 14 o'clock, finished. The Allied army is shattered. 36,000 missing, killed, wounded, captured. The French suffered fewer than 9,000 casualties. Napoleon won the most lopsided victory in modern military history. Emperor Alexander I flees the battlefield in tears. The young Tsar, dreaming of glory, witnessed the disaster. Emperor of Austria too, Francis begs for peace. Within days, he signs the Treaty of Pressburg. He gives large lands. The Third Coalition is over. The Holy Roman Empire, which existed for over 1,000 years, is effectively dead. Napoleon returns to Paris in victory. People are on the streets, throwing flowers and shouting his name. He is hailed as the greatest military genius since Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar. He orders the Arc de Triomphe to commemorate the victory. Austerlitz was not just a battle, it was a revolution. It showed that merit is more important than birth. Strategy is stronger than numbers. Genius can conquer anything. Today, Austerlitz is taught in all military academies. At West Point, at Sandhurst, around the world. The template for the perfect war. There is peace today in that frozen field in Moravia. Peaceful farms, tourists, monuments. But on that December day in 1805, Napoleon Bonaparte accomplished the impossible. He lured his enemies into a trap. He caught the decisive moment. He turned their strength into weakness. The sun that rose on December 2, 1805, the sun of Austerlitz, illuminated French glory for many years. It would eventually sink. Moscow, Leipzig, Waterloo were to come. But on that day, at that moment, Napoleon was invincible, and the world has never forgotten that. Austerlitz, Napoleon's masterpiece, the pinnacle of war history. It is legendary.